Hey guys. All right, so let's talk about your pain, right? Pain is a very complex thing, okay? And if you're here, you all know about it. I do as well. Pain sucks, straight up. Pain sucks. But there are ways to deal with the pain. There's a lot of ways to deal with the pain. So let's talk about how we perceive pain and what allows us to. So your nervous system is ultimately what is perceiving your pain, okay? You are able to perceive your pain because you have a functioning nervous system. What is your nervous system? Well, your nervous system is an incredible, let's call it, group of electrical stimuli that are distributed throughout your entire body, okay? So if you think of an electrical room with a bunch of wires all over the place and going in every which direction that is lighting up the room and the building that you're a part of, ultimately, that's what your nervous system is. Your nervous system gives your body your body and all of its functions the ability to work, okay? Your nervous system sends signals. It is responsible for action and reaction responses. Your nervous system is responsible for your movement. It's responsible for your digestion. It's responsible for your lymphatic circulation. It is responsible for your blinking, your smiling. Everything is controlled by the nervous system. And our nervous system communicates through frequencies, okay? So through these frequencies, your body is sending messages from one cell, from one neuron, to the next. And what these messages do is as they travel through your body and through your system, they are giving your body the input so your body can complete the output, okay? So your nervous system is made up of, it starts with your central nervous system. So your CNS consists of your brain and your spinal cord. Now, your nervous system is an autonomic response. So that means it controls your heart rate, your blood pressure, your breath, your breathing, your digestion, okay? And I think I said circulation as well. Blood pressure, circulation, etc., okay? So it is responsible for sweating, temperature, pupil dilation, like I said, digestion, heart rate, breathing, okay? On its own, you don't have to be aware of your nervous system in order to complete these functions. Your body does it naturally without you even knowing it, right? It does it when you're sleeping, okay? Now, your autonomic nervous system is made up of two other systems. One of them is your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response, and the other is your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response, okay? So let's first talk about the parasympathetic nervous system and the importance of the parasympathetic nervous system. So your SNS, we're gonna talk about sympathetic first, not parasympathetic, my bad. So your sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight response, is incredibly important to the body because that SNS is what is your protective mechanism? That's your body's armor. That's what is going to protect your body when you're stressed, when there's a traumatizing experience happening, when there's crazy emotions going on, when you have the potential for injuring yourself. Your SNS, your sympathetic nervous system, kicks into gear, okay? And it does a lot of things. It's really important because it's protecting your body. So what does your sympathetic nervous system do? Well, it revs up your nervous system, revs up your body and the body's responses, and releases stress hormones. Your stress hormones, I'm sure you've heard of this one, adrenaline, right? And noradrenaline. And what these two neurotransmitters are responsible for is protecting the body and eliciting alertness, increasing heart rate. They're responsible for giving extra blood flow to the muscles. It promotes faster breath rates and faster breathing. It delivers oxygen to the brain. It stimulates energy, increases muscle tension and muscle tone, right? So increases heart rate, blood pressure, increases temperature. Okay, so the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for kind of putting your body in a heightened state, okay? Heightened awareness for protection, okay? When you're working really hard, your sympathetic nervous system boosts into gear. When you're at the gym, your sympathetic system is on. When you are performing, when you are standing in front of a crowd, your sympathetic nervous system is on. If you're about to get hit by a car, right? The car misses you, thank goodness. It's a little extreme, I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. But that's when your sympathetic nervous system is gonna flick into gear, right? It goes right off. So the sympathetic nervous system is also responsible for feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression, and chronic stress. It's really important to be able to get the body out of the sympathetic state, because if we do not take the body out of a sympathetic state, we cannot find our parasympathetic state. And our parasympathetic state works in conjunction with your sympathetic state, right? We're keeping this balance between the two. You're constantly trying to find balance. And I do believe in balance. I do not believe you will ever find balance and hold balance, because I believe that seeking balance is a constant battle, right? Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're a little here, and it's about finding that middle ground again. And so what our parasympathetic nervous system is there to do is it's there to help us rest and digest, okay? So without your parasympathetic nervous system activating, you're unable to heal, and you're unable to allow your body to rest and recover. Our parasympathetic nervous system is incredibly important for being able to decrease our blood pressure, being able to slow our heart rate, being able to slow the distribution of our stress hormones, to slow down our really everything, to be honest, right? Our parasympathetic nervous system is really what kind of kicks into gear at night when we're starting to calm down, when we're going to bed, right? Our parasympathetic nervous system is there, it's in action, and it's what helps us do things like release melatonin so that we can have proper sleep cycles. It is there so that we can digest better. It's there to help us reduce our inflammation so that we can recover. Your parasympathetic nervous system is so important. And if you cannot get your body into a parasympathetic state, you're gonna have an extremely difficult time healing and decreasing your pain. So a lot of what we're going to teach you about through these next 12 weeks is how to find calm, how to reduce your inflammation, how to reduce your anxiety through really stimulating and activating your parasympathetic nervous system. It's super important, you guys. If you don't know about this, please go and do a little bit of research, because your nervous system truly is not just the communication of your entire body and it controls everything, but it's really what is going to be responsible for helping you heal and get out of pain, okay? And it's going to slow your heart rate, your breath rate, all these things that we're talking about. So super important, okay? And now you guys know. Maybe you didn't before, but now you know. So our job is to get your body out of this sympathetic state here and bring you into a parasympathetic state here. That way we can find equilibrium, we can find balance, we can recover, and all of our body systems can work together in balance without all the added stress and without having our nervous system so revved up. So pain is going to be perceived differently for everyone, and some people have more of a tendency to, how should I say this? Some people experience more pain than others because they have a lower pain tolerance, but that is not a reflection on them. It's just showing that their nervous system is different than others, and they might be a little bit more sensitive to pain because maybe there's more inflammation happening. Maybe there's more stress going on in their life. Maybe they're more emotional, or maybe they've had more emotional traumas in their life. emotional traumas are drastically going to impact pain and the pain experience as well. So there's a lot that goes into this, but in our next video, what we're gonna learn is the importance of breathing and how breath not just controls our nervous system, right? But how it can quite literally bring you from a sympathetic state into that parasympathetic state so that you can rest and digest. So, on that note, let's get into my favorite topic ever. I freaking love breathing and I can't wait. Ready? Let's go.